Welcome to Maranatha Christian Academy. My name is Josiah Wonnell, alongside Jeff Terrell for this evening's matchup between the Chargers from Heritage Christian Academy. The Chargers looking to get a scoring started early as Michaela Giudice in transition, able to grab the first basket of the game, and right out of the gate, the Chargers able to grab a rebound and a score, trying to repeat from a win just about a month ago against their Kaw Valley Conference opponents. Jeff, this matchup between two teams that are they're right there in the middle of the Kaw Valley Conference standings. What does HCA have to do, based on what you've seen this year, what do they have to do tonight to go grab and secure another win?
You know, we keep talking about a narrative. I think they just need to stick to what makes them successful, and they don't need to speed up to the game. They don't need to change because of the opponent. They just need to stick to what keeps them successful. I think they'll be in a great start. They've got a great start right now. Looks like they're doing that.
Gower loses the ball on the ground, picked up by number 14, Baumler. Loses the ball once again. Gower, the one that steals it back, able to bounce pass it, but it is picked off by Schramek. Now through traffic, picked off by Sackhew, and she's going to try to track it down. Now Schramek moving to their way. She's trapped, has to pick up her dribble, looking for an option. She'll lose the ball, and a whistle will be signaled. The timeout signaled with just a minute into this matchup, in which the coach, Leon Neal of Maranatha, called it the exact right time. A second later, that ball would have been in the hands of the Chargers. A good timeout for him.
Yeah, it'd have been a great turnover for HCA. What I love right now, Josiah, is right off the bat is great aggressiveness on defense. I think that's one of our strengths. As we've been watching the Lady Chargers through the year, they have great defense, quick hands, quick feet. I like how they're applying that pressure here right at the beginning. Coach Neal did a great job as a strategy for his team, keeping the ball.
And we talked about it throughout the entirety of the season, but especially right there after winter break, the Chargers defense started to create offense, and that's where they started to really win games. We'll see if they can do that tonight, as they'll have to be on defense right here against another offensive possession for the Eagles. Right side, Baumler has to give it back at the top. Schramek, and she'll find number 35, Isaacson. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Charger ball, and that is a trend that we saw a lot in that first Maranatha game. We had the privilege of calling that together, and I think the biggest thing was the confidence in the passing for the Eagles was the biggest issue. We'll see if they can adjust that tonight. Sackhew, left side three. That one's up. That one misses short. Isaacson will grab the rebound. Now driving baseline. She'll try to save it. Tries to get it back, and it's going to end up in the hands of a Charger. Sackhew with it. Now Vincent trying to drive through the lane. Has two girls in front of her. Throws it off the glass too strong. And it's going to be a timeout on the floor. It looks like an injury. Isaacson holding her shoulder. She said she's fine. But with the stoppage in time, she has to leave. Correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Even at this level, when there is a stoppage of time, they're going to honor that. They're going to try to make sure the player's protected, but she does need to come out.
So it's HCA ball in a 2-2 game, 6:25 on the clock. Mia Vincent trying to set up the offense for the Chargers. She's out there alongside Ella Grace Gower, who has the ball. Michaela Giudice, Hannah Sackhew, and Juliana Giudice round up the top five. Gower driving in. Now trying to go baseline. Bounce passes it all the way across. And then another bounce pass underneath. Vincent off the left hand, and that's good. Mia Vincent able to get in the scoring column this evening. And the Chargers retake the lead. Now in defense, Sackhew saves it, throws it off the thigh of an Eagle. It's HCA ball. A great effort play right there.
That was an incredible play, and I wish we had the ability to do replay right there, because I think you would see athleticism right there. I think you would see determination. That was an incredible play.
Now HCA ball once again. They lead by 2 at the 6-minute mark in this first quarter. Only 2 minutes of basketball played, and the Chargers only able to score 2, and it's because of multiple turnovers like right there. Now the ball trying to get across half court. Baumler, the one that will float it up, but it's deflected by Mia Vincent. Now a 2-on-2. She'll try to drive to the lane. Right block off the glass. Another one that's good for Mia Vincent.
Mia Vincent is going to get her points, and right there she did it on a turnover. Great defense.
And we have not even played 3 minutes of basketball, and 2 timeouts already signaled by the Maranatha Eagles head coach, Leon Neal. What do you think he's discussing right now as the Eagles fall down to a 4-point deficit?
Yeah, you know, watching Coach Neal the last game, you could tell he's been around basketball. I think he understands that the last game is the narrative that seems to be shaping up right now, and that is that the defense of the Lady Chargers is disruptive for his players. And I think what we saw last time, Josiah, is that the disruption really started to pile on. There were several possessions that ended up in turnovers, and it resulted in a gap that was insurmountable for them. And I think Coach Neal right now is wanting to make sure that doesn't happen early here in this game.
The Chargers coming in 10-8 on a 2-game winning streak with wins versus Bishop Seabury and Bishop Ward. They were fired up to get above 70 after losing by over 60 points to Bishop Miege just a few days ago, about a week ago. And the Chargers, obviously fired up, would love to make it a 3-game winning streak this evening. They won that Seabury game 71-13, the Ward game 75-14. Do they have another 70-piece in them tonight? 5:39 on the clock. The Chargers lead by 4. Inbounds pass coming from Baumler. Looking for an option, running out of time. She's able to float it in to the hands of number 13, Ava Oglesby. She'll lose the ball as Saki picks it up at the elbow, able to find Vincent on the other side. Now Vincent spins around, kicks it out. Saki, pass back to Judasesi, now in the hands of Saki. She's thinking of an option, decides to pass it back to Vincent. Now Judasesi, top of the key, finds Gower right side. She'll drive baseline, right block, throws it up, too strong. And the rebound immediately signaled for number 31, Abigail Thornton. But immediately after the rebound, a jump ball signal. And if this is anything like that last game, we're going to see a lot of jump balls this evening.
Yeah, that's right. I think we might have set a world record for jump balls in the last game.
Inbounds pass from Sakiu. Vincent able to get the seal, but she'll have the ball stripped away. Now Baumler taking it coast to coast, left hand. And Gower will be called for the whistle underneath as Baumler will head to the line for a pair.
Yeah, good call there by the officials. She just had good defense initially, but then just didn't keep her position. And so, yeah, you're going to get a block foul 9 times out of 10 there.
Rose Baumler, the sophomore for Maranatha, headed to the line. 5:09 on the clock, 6-2 in favor of the HCA Chargers. Baumler will keep it that way after missing the first. It is senior night here at Maranatha Christian Academy. The only senior on the roster for the ladies is Ava Oglesby. She goes in for the rebound, but doesn't need to as Baumler sinks the second of her free throws. 6-3, HCA leading. Anasakiu at the half-court line, able to get it up to Vincent. Now Vincent driving through the floater, off the glass, it's good. Mia Vincent loving that glass right now. She's got 6 of HCA's 8.
You know, the Eagles are coming out on that zone defense, and the equalizer for that is the perimeter shot and the drive. We've got both working right now.
Pass too strong, goes out of bounds. It's HCA ball once again, and forced turnovers is something we saw a lot in that last Maranatha HCA game. We also saw a lot of jump balls, as we mentioned previously. Just because HCA got up to a wide margin of a lead, they still put pressure on it. Judasesi pulls up for the left side 3, misses off the back iron. Vincent takes it back. Michaela Judasesi, right side 2. That one will miss short. Rebound for Thornton. Baumler with 4:29 on the clock, 8-3, HCA leading. Gets it across to number 1, Quinn Schrammick. She's right outside the 3-point line, guarded by Gower. She'll float it across to Baumler on the left side. Dribbling with the right hand, she gets it back to Schrammick. Now switches over to the left. Puts her hip into it. Oglesby kicks it out. In the corner, number 13, Johnson. Throws it up in the air. Caught by Baumler. She'll drive it through. Tries to go up and throws it off the glass. No good. Ball deflects around. Ricochets around and it goes off a Charger. I believe it went off Ella Grace Gower.
You know, one thing I noticed, Josiah, is we're here at the Maranatha Gymnasium. It's a beautiful gymnasium. They've done a great job. But I don't see a shot clock. So, again, I think sometimes we get used to that when we're calling games at HCA, but it's not here. So it will affect the game and just the way that the offenses can move.
2 members of the Kaw Valley Conference out of the 6 decided to implement that as Mia Vincent strips it away, right hand off the glass, and the get good for Mia Vincent, 8 points already in just the first 4 minutes and change of basketball.
Yeah, most of her points right now are coming off of defense. I think defense is rewarded by those easy shots.
Baumler finds Oglesby in the football route as Thornton attempted pass will go out of bounds off a Charger. It's going to be Maranatha ball under the basket. 10-3 is our score.
Every pass by Maranatha is contested. And I got to believe, even just looking at the way that they're responding physically, I think that's starting to wear on them.
Rose Baumler picks up her dribble. She has to bounce pass to Oglesby and reset to number 1, Quinn Schrammick. Now right side, Baumler guarded by Gower, looking for an option, gives it back to Quinn. Schrammick driving in from the elbow, left side, kicks it out. A 3-point attempt from Johnson is good as Risa Johnson able to sink it for Maranatha, make this a 4-point game.
It was a really good shot by Johnson. I don't remember her taking a lot of perimeter shots, but you can tell she's a shooter.
Michaela Judasesi loses the ball on the baseline. A whistle called, and I don't believe that was a foul on her, or they will call it travel, excuse me, as also Anderson checks in for the Chargers. 2 substitution for Maranatha.
Now, the pace of this first period, and I think he's trying to get a little bit of relief for his players.
The football pass received, from Schrammick. A whistle called immediately on the Chargers. So I don't know if that was the intention, but the results definitely something that's positive for Maranatha. Already the second foul on HCA compared to Maranatha's very clean first 5 minutes of basketball with 0. Bounce pass underneath. Oglesby picks it up and hands it right back off to Schramek. Schramek still out of foot out of bounds. It's HCA ball.
Yeah, there we go. Again, HCA, every pass is contested, including an inbounds pass. That's going to wear on Maranatha, and it's going to be able to test them to see whether or not they have a deep bench.
Luciana Prado checks in the game for the Chargers. 2:59 on the clock. 10-6 is our score with HCA leading over the Maranatha Eagles hosting this Kaw Valley Conference matchup. Mia Vincent, the one that brings it across. Less tempo on this one, looking to set up the offense. She's dribbling with the right hand, asks for the screen from Gower. Instead, rejects it and goes on the left side. Now kicks it back to Giudice, top of the key. Swings it around. Prado trying to go underneath. Decides not to. Now we'll drive to the right baseline, looking for an option. Bounce passes it underneath to Anderson, who swings around, throws it up, misses, and picked up by number 1, Schramek, trying to push it the other way. Ball in the loose for a second, picked up by an Eagle. Now a floater caught by Isaacson by the fingertips. Kicks it out. Bombler gives it back. Schramek, top of the key, looking for an option. She'll find number 30, Johnson, on the right side, and they'll reset. Rose Bombler, left side. Dribbles around in a timeout called. The third one for Maranatha in this first quarter. This is only a 4-point game. This is already more of a terms of equality so far in the first 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes of basketball. And yet, I think Leon Neal realizes that could change in a finger.
You're exactly right. I think Coach Neal has been watching some video. I think he's really reflected on that last game at the Chargers' home. And I think he's showing that by the way he's calling timeouts. The way I just noticed on the last possession, they shifted from zone to man-to-man. So I think Coach Neal is really trying to lean into this. You can tell he sees that both of these teams, at least on the standings, are evenly matched, and I think he really wants to put their best foot forward.
Number 14, Rose Bombler, one of the clear stars of that first matchup, the one that's going to throw it in for Maranatha. 2:13 on the clock, 10-6, HCA leading over the Eagles. The Eagles have the ball, though. Trying to make this a one-score game. Inbounds pass will go to Quinn Schramek. The junior bringing it across midway. Will hand it off to Isaacson. Isaacson looking for an option. Flips around. Throws it across. Underneath, great dish, and the basket no good, but the whistle comes in for Quinn Schramek. And that was a great pass right there for Isaacson.
You can just tell. I think they've improved since the last time that we watched them. They're moving the ball well. They're seeing the court really well, playing defense. So right now it's pretty evenly matched.
Headed to the line, Quinn Schramek, the junior, trying to get in the scoring category, and she does. As Caitlin Nolan will check in for Juliana Giudice. To the free throw line goes Quinn Schramek for the second of her 2 attempts. Up and no good, but a lane violation, I believe.
Yeah, on Maranatha, I think the shooter went across the line before the ball made contact with the rim, so that's going to be a violation.
Just under 2 minutes of basketball to play in this first quarter. Offense leading 10-7. Right hand dribble for Ella Grace Gower, switches over to the left. Now trying to find Mia Vincent on the left side, and she will. She's guarded by Quinn Schramek. Now switches off the screen, throws up the 3. That one off the back iron, grabs her own rebound, flips it around, and tries to throw it up off the glass, misses to the right. Nolan with a hand on it, and it will go out of bounds off an Eagle. It's HCA ball under the basket.
You know, we do take into consideration when you're playing on the road, there is a home advantage. There's a pretty decent crowd with some weather rolling in here in Kansas City, and so that one-score game. There's some energy in the gymnasium that I think Maranatha is trying to capitalize on.
Yeah, Vincent bounce pass underneath, picked off by Oglesby. I could see what she was doing right there, just wasn't able to come into fruition. Maranatha with an opportunity to make this a much closer game, or even possibly tie it. Left side, number 15, Gary hands it back to Bombler. She's guarded by Gower, who knocks it out for a second before Bombler picks it back up. Now tries to float it to Schramek. Vincent will knock it out, and now both Vincent and Gower will dive in, and a foul will be called, not a jump ball. And we'll see who this goes on. I believe it could go on either, and they're going to go with Ella Grace Gower.
Yeah, I think that might be the second foul on her. We know for sure just by looking at the scoreboard that's the 4th foul. We still have a minute left before free throws will start to be awarded. But we do want to make sure that we're paying attention to the fouls. Right now it's 4-0 with HCA having 4 fouls against them as a team.
Prado will knock it out of bounds through the legs of the referee and into the HCA bench. It's going to stay Maranatha ball. Fouls, and then as a result, free throws can determine a game. We saw that with the Bishop Ward boys basketball game. We've seen that with a few HCA girls games as well this year.
And we saw that Oglesby has a good shot. She's a good free throw shooter. That could play into consideration as we move forward in this game. Again, the narrative is taking shape, and right now the narrative is that we have two evenly matched teams.
Morgan Stapleton checked in for the Chargers. 54 seconds remain in this first quarter. Number 1, Quinn Schrammick, the one that will be bringing them across half court. She's guarded by Vincent as she switches over the left, now to the right. Now try to across to the left hand. Picks it up right outside the free throw line, finds Bombler. Bombler picks up her dribble, looking for an option. Has to throw it up. Now in the hands of number 30, Johnson. Kicks it back out. Now in the hands of Isaacson. Isaacson, left-hand dribble. Loses the ball for a second. Bounce pass. Bombler, top from 3. That one misses the right. Nolan. The rebound for HCA. 25 seconds remain. No shot clock. Elsa Anderson driving in. Now will retreat. Looking for an option. You'll find Nolan from the elbow. Right side. That one will miss short. 15 seconds remain. Quinn Schrammick bringing it up. She'll pass it across to Bombler with 11 seconds. Bombler driving in. Runs out of room. Looks for an option. 6 seconds remain. Quinn Schrammick, left side. 3 seconds remain. Vincent knocks it out of bounds. Almost out of the bounds. She picks it up, throws up the floater. They're not going to count it. And I'd like to think maybe she would not have made that shot, but she would have had a higher percentage if it hadn't been for the referee in the way. It's just part of playing it. But right there, HCA able to force a stop right there. But first quarter, based on what we saw in that first game, you've got to give credit where credit's due to Maranatha. They're in this game right now. It's very clear.
They are. They're a well-coached team. You can see that the girls are buying into what their coach is preparing them for. And right now they're executing. And that's to say nothing negative about HCA. Really impressed with their aggressiveness. You know, as I looked at that first period, Josiah, it looked like maybe Coach Chambers is thinking of the long game and making sure he's getting his rotations in there, knowing that his girls are playing aggressive. But I do think that at the second part of that first period, maybe it was the girls that were in there and kind of the rotations that were going on. It just seemed like we just didn't have that momentum. But that's not a negative. It just is the negative.
The question right now is, can HCA defend their lead as we return to the second quarter? You've already discussed some of the things that are different from that first matchup. But I think another thing you have to look at is the personnel for HCA. There's only 4 gals that are sitting down right now for head coach Trey Chambers as he talks. I don't know if he's waiting to decide the 5th or discussing what he wants to do. But right now, this is already a different group of personnel that we've seen. And we haven't seen members like Faith Robbins, who started in that game alongside also Alexa Giudice, who played a huge role. This is a different group. This is a different look. And maybe that's all part of Trey Chambers' plan.
Yeah, you know, as a coach, you're not just thinking about the game at hand. You're also thinking big picture. And, you know, early in a ball game, especially if you get the sense that you're going to outplay the other team, maybe you think your personnel on paper is going to be better than the other team, you might try to play around with the rotations in that first quarter, just trying to let some girls be able to get some more experiences to get to the end of the season.
Inbounds pass goes to Quinn Schrammick. She'll bring it across half court as we have 8 more minutes of basketball to play in this first half. Now a pass underneath. Isaacson picks it up, tries to go up with it, will miss. Thornton grabs the rebound, kicks it out to Bombler. Bombler driving in, throws it up, right hand. That one, no backboard needed for that basket. And a 10-9 score as HCA holds their lead, but barely.
Yeah, we've got a 1-point game, and I think the girls right now are pressured a little bit, but it would be great to see them just to be able to take their time with this possession. That was a little bit quicker than probably Coach Chambers wanted.
Yeah, Stapleton misses the 3. Maranatha moving the other way, but she makes up for it, grabbing the ball for a second. She'll hit the ground hard, and she'll be picked up immediately by Mia Vincent. 7:23 on the clock, 10-9 HCA leading. It's going to be, I believe, Charger ball, and that is the case. Great effort play from Stapleton. Inbounds pass will come from Prado.
Yeah, that's the first foul that was called against the Lady Eagles right there. They've been playing well, but I think just HCA has been out aggressivizing, making up a word there, Josiah, the Eagles.
Ball knocked out of bounds by a Charger. It's going to stay Maranatha ball after forcing a turnover. And Maranatha right here has an opportunity to do something very scary for HCA, and that's take the lead, especially after a great start for the Chargers offensively. They've gone cold.
Yeah, you know, on senior night, even if you only have one senior on your roster, there's kind of a joining of the team to be able to play well on a night like this.
Now Luciana Prado, right side after the dish from Stapleton. The foul will come in, no basket. But Prado will head to the line, trying to extend this very minimal lead. 7:01 on the clock, 10-9, HCA leading over Maranatha.
You know, we don't get a window into what the coaches say in between the periods, but I got to believe that Coach Chambers was telling them, stay aggressive, stick to the plan.
Prado's first, up and off the back of the rim, will ensure the Eagles with a crucial offensive possession when they come back down. The second from Prado, up and good. Luciana Prado gets in the scoring column for HCA, 11-9. HCA over MCA.
You know, watch this. Sometimes free throws made don't seem like a big deal, but that kind of stopped the momentum a little bit for the Eagles.
Now Tramick back in the hands of Bombler. Right side, Isaacson throws it back. She'll spin around looking for an option as she picks up her dribble. Floats it up off the seal. Thornton kicks it out. Isaacson in the corner. She'll dribble it up to the right side. Loses it for a second. Vincent dives on the floor. And a jump ball signaled. And it's going to be HCA ball. A great effort play. And really all night has been great effort plays. But really, we've seen that a lot since that winter break. I have to say, that's when everything changed, right, for this girls' team. And that effort from right there forces steals, because that's essentially a steal right there. You'd love it to be clean, but, you know, it's essentially a steal. It creates offense, and hopefully that's what HCA can do here.
That's right. I think that's a culture thing with HCA. As you said, we kind of saw that pivot point in the season, and what you're noticing is the girls coming in from the bench as well as the starters, they all have the same culture.
Great hustle play from Prado, getting in the way of Bombler's right-hand layup. It stays Maranatha, though. Tremick from the top of the key. That one rattles around a few times, misses. Thornton with the offensive rebound, throws it up, no good. Prado grabs the rebound.
Yeah, you know, we may be outsized right now, but we're not being out-hearted. And I'm coming up with a lot of different words tonight, Josiah. But just the aggressiveness and the heart of our girls is really, I think, equalizing the size disadvantage.
Stapleton from coast to coast gets the whistle. She's headed to the line for a pair. 5:54 on the clock. HCA leads 11-9. The first up and good for Morgan Stapleton. She's had a lot of success from the line this year, shooting just a tick under 70%. Trying to be 100% right here with her second after sinking the first. And she will.
Yeah, you know, we don't want to be talking about one possession game, two possessions games. There's still a lot of game to play, but I think this has been good as the Eagles got down to a 1-point difference. I think now with two possessions, I think maybe hopefully HCA can get a momentum shift here.
Oglesby driving from the left block, kicks back out. Tramick with it now, finds Bombler on the right side. She'll drive baseline, runs out of room, and the ball stripped out for a second. At least had a hand on it, but she's able to re-corral it. Now Thornton off the glass, through the lane, able to get another basket. She's got 4 tonight of Maranatha's 11.
You know, there's that size advantage. Thornton definitely has a size advantage in the paint.
Right side, Luciana Prado, HCA on offense. She'll drive. Now stuck on the baseline, looks at options, throws it up, gets the whistle. I think she just kind of realized that there was not really a passing option, so she made a move towards the basket and knew that her defender was in the wrong position, able to get the whistle.
Yeah, you know, that's really a heads-up play right there. She could have had a 5-second count. She could have dribbled out of bounds, but she just decided to put it up there, and thankfully she got the foul.
Head to the line. Her first. Up and good. Luciana Prado, 2 for 3 from the line tonight. It's Kelsey Anderson in the game for Caitlin Nolan.
You know, this is a tale of two mirror opposite periods. We've got 4 fouls now on the Eagles, whereas they had none in the first period. So now the HCA is in the position where we have the opportunity for free throws.
Just one more. We haven't even played 3 minutes of basketball as Luciana Prado sinks the second of 2 attempts. HCA's lead back up to 4. Inbounds pass from Bombler. Looking for an option. She'll find Isaacson right side. Back in the hands now of Bombler. Ball deflected, picked up by Stramick though. Now she'll push it across. Try to steamroll her way through. Picks it up as Isaacson. Now pass deflected and intercepted by Prado. She's got a few defenders around her. Left hand throws it up and blocked by Oglesby on senior night. Able to get the chase down block from behind. A strong defensive move for her.
Yeah, and you even heard the fans getting into that. They're getting excited about a good defensive play. I'm glad the officials didn't call that. That was good, just good defense.
Kelsey Anderson recently checked in. Finds Stapleton, who gives it right back. Now driving baseline. She tries to go out to Vincent, and she will. Now Vincent Kelsey Anderson, 3 from the left side. She'll miss short. Isaacson picks it up. It is Quinn Schrammick trying to make this a one-score game once again. She's guarded by Vincent, and she'll find Bombler. Bombler guarded by Elsa Anderson. Anderson right on her, trying to get her hands up in her face. Bombler throws it up. Ball picked up by Isaacson, and she'll cross it over to Schrammick. Schrammick right side, throws up the right-hand layup. That one misses strong. Offensive rebound, no good for Thornton. Another ball on the floor now, and Stapleton will pick it up. She'll fall on the floor as Elsa Anderson will be able to corral it before it goes out of bounds. Now Kelsey Anderson, HCA ball. Now 3 from Prado, off the right side, no good. Offensive rebound for the Chargers. Elsa Anderson trying to redeem the possession, no good. And it's number 1 Schrammick who grabs the rebound and a foul.
Yeah, you know, I like their shooting from the outside, even though they're just off right now. I'd like to see them just continue that. You know, Josiah, when we've talked basketball throughout the year, the inside out, the outside in type of rotation really seems to free up an offense. And I like that we haven't been a one-dimensional offense, just going to the basket. I like that we're taking some three-point shots. We just need 1 or 2 of them to fall to be able to make that really open up the offense.
And Asakio and Faith Robbins check into the game. Quinn Schrammick spinning around, trying to find an option. She'll find Oglesby through the lane and cut out like a TJ Watt block right there, able to rip it out for HCA as Prado try to score on the other side, and she'll get the whistle. So from one side, defense creating possibly with free throws, offense on the other side, and that's been the calling card for HCA all year.
Yeah, we're starting to see that momentum regained that we saw in that first period. Just the aggressiveness on defense. Everything's contested. Hopefully that can translate to some offense here.
Prado already to the line. She'll miss the first as number 15, Ella Gary, checks in for Oglesby. A 4-point game. Prado trying to make it 5. Up and good for Prado. She's got 4, all from the line. The Chargers lead up to 5 now. 16-11, HCA. Quinn Schrammick trying to drive over the sideline. Tight ripping her way. She's able to find on the right side. Johnson underneath. Ball loose through the legs of number 15, Gary. It's HCA ball. Mia Vincent pushing to their way. Tries to go through the defenders. 2 defenders. No big deal. Mia Vincent able to score once again. She was held in check for the last almost 5 minutes of basketball. She now has double digits as she gets her 9th and 10th point.
Yeah, you know, scorers are going to score, but they're also often momentum scorers. And so I love that Vincent made a basket there because she was kind of getting out of that rhythm, and hopefully that'll translate to more baskets.
She tried to create more defense right there. She was about an inch away from making that a clean move right there, but she'll be called for the whistle, and it will head to the bench. But 5 fouls on Maranatha, realizing that at any point from now on, we could see some free throws.
Yeah, for both teams right now. I think every foul here on out in the second period will translate into free throws. Yeah, great defense by HCA. We almost had another jump ball, Josiah, but unfortunately it stayed loose.
Isaacson throws it up, misses short, and Prado will grab it. She's hit underneath, but no whistle. Now she's taking it up herself. Left hand finds Juliana Giudice. Corner 3, that one was short. But Hanasaki from the elbow will grab the offensive rebound. Now Robbins 3 from the right side is good. Faith Robbins points to her teammate, thanking her for the assist, as Faith Robbins able to bring the HCA total up to 20.
Yeah, this is that momentum we're talking about. The defense is translating into offense. Love being
Welcome back to Maranatha Christian Academy. The Chargers taking on the Eagles in a matchup where the Chargers able to get off to a 27-16 lead by the end of the half, but it took some time. That second quarter, a completely different switch from that first quarter. Kind of explain, Jeff, what happened and what changed.
Yeah, I think there were a number of factors. One of them is I think Coach Chambers found a rotation of girls that I think were able to get back to that momentum at the start of the first period. I think that might be the first thing. That makes a big difference, the chemistry and how the girls interact with each other. It looks like right now, at least in the first few seconds, they're picking up right where they left off.
5-on-4 for HCA. Now a left side three, no good for Gower. Offensive rebound for Giuseppe for a moment, but Thornton will strip it away. Now she'll shove it underneath to Isaacson, who finds Schremek. 7:25 on the clock. An 11-point lead for HCA. Right side, Baumler driving through. Throws it up, the floater, misses strong. Gower grabs the board, moving the other way now. She'll slow it down by giving it to Vincent. Left side, drives in, kicks out. Sackyu, three left side, that one good. Hannah Sackyu able to score right out of the gate for the Chargers. And the lead up to 14 for HCA.
Yeah, that's a big momentum shot right there. Just a few seconds in, trading a 3 for a 2. That's a big deal right there.
Right side, Baumler trying to go off the glass, no good. An offensive rebound for a second, but it's deflected out of bounds by an Eagle. It's HCA ball, 30-16.
Yeah, that was a tremendous second period for the Lady Chargers. I think we were at a one-possession game going into the second period. Just a tremendous outpouring of offense. And I think, again, the defense leading to offense, building that 11-point gap that now has been expanded to 14.
A substitution for Maranatha is HCA's Mia Vincent brings it across half court. 6:38 on the clock. She picks up her dribble on the left side. Looking for an option, and she'll find Gower, who has to hop up to grab it. Now she drives in from the free throw line, throws it up, no good. But she grabs her own rebound, throws it up right into the backboard. But Vincent able to pick it back up. Now on the left side, she uses her right hand, though, able to grab her first score of this second half and bring the lead up to 16 for HCA.
Well, from our vantage point, that was like a running back running through the line. She just saw an opening, and again, scorers are going to score. It was beautiful from this angle.
Now Mia Vincent trying to set it up. She'll find Gower, left side. The corner three, up. Rolls out, though. Giuseppe with the offensive rebound. Baumler strips it away. Gower gets a hand in there. And Oglesby will end up with it for Maranatha. 5:53 on the clock. In this third quarter, 32-16, HCA leading over the Eagles, who have the ball. Driving in, Schremek throws it up. Off the glass, no good. But a whistle will be signaled on HCA. The foul goes on Ella Grace Gower. That is his third. Headed to the line, number 1, Quinn Schremek, the junior. The 5 on the floor for HCA. Juliana Giuseppe, Mia Vincent, Ella Grace Gower, Michaela Giuseppe, and Hannah Sackyu. First free throw attempt up and good for number 1, Quinn Schremek. 5 points for her this evening. Has an opportunity to make it 6 right here. The second free throw is good. 32-18, HCA leading over MCA. Vincent finding Giuseppe after the light press. She'll find Michaela Giuseppe on the right side. Now in the corner. Has to get back to her sister. Now floats it up. And Mia Vincent able to grab some separation. Now driving to the lane. She'll grab the whistle. And that's something we've seen all year as the whistle will go on number 14, Rose Baumler. Mia Vincent, excellent at drawing that foul. And that's the reason why she's headed to the line so much. She shot just over 75 free throws this year. A big reason she draws a lot of fouls. First free throw up, no good.
Yeah, you can tell Mia Vincent is just an all-around basketball player. She's excellent at defense. She can dish the ball. She stays under control when she's dribbling, doesn't panic when she stops her dribble. Just a really good ball player.
Second one, a redemption shot for Vincent. 3 points for her in just the first 2.5 minutes of basketball of this second half. She's got 13 tonight. Now Schremek runs out of room and is able to deflect it off Sackyu, saving the possession. It stays Eagle ball.
HCA still putting pressure on the Eagles. Looks like they might be backing off just a little bit here. Got a 15-point lead. They're going to still continue to be aggressive, but they don't need to be overly aggressive.
Off the screen, Tremek back in the hands of Isaacson. Now right side, Johnson driving. Baseline, kicks it out. Bombler has to go up with one hand and grab it down. Now a long two from the floater. That one's good for Rose Bombler. She was held in check in that first half, able to grab her first bucket of this second. A 13-point game. HCA leading with the ball. Saki, the long three, misses to the right. Isaacson tried to grab the rebound, though, or roll through her hands and out of bounds.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Eagles. She had really good defensive position right there, just went right through her fingers. But you can see HCA is doing the in and out that we talked about in that first half. They're starting to take more perimeter shots, and you can really see it's helping the flow on the offense, just not that possession.
Tremek, after the turnover from HCA, able to get it across. And now underneath, Johnson off the right side, no bucket, but she does grab the whistle. Headed to the line for a pair is number 30, Risa Johnson, the junior.
You know, I was watching Coach Neal the last time that she had the ball. He wanted her to drive and finish that possession. She didn't. I think she saw her coach, and there she did, and she drew the foul.
First free throw rattles in. Johnson hit a three earlier in the game that really made the matchup a little bit more interesting. It was close for a while. That three sparked something in Maranatha. She'll sink the second free throw. Can those two free throws do the same thing here as they trail by 11? Now pushing the other way, HCA, Mia Vincent. Driving for the top of the key. She'll go with the left hand, spin around, throw up a floater, and that one will miss completely as Isaacson grabs the rebound and just rolls out of bounds. She says, what am I supposed to do? The answer is just let the ball go out of bounds.
That's exactly right.
Ella Grace Gower, inbounds pass. She'll find Vincent in the corner. Pulls up for the three. The one too strong as a foul will be called. A whistle going on Michaela Giudice. That is the third for HCA in this quarter. 4.5 minutes of basketball to play. 11-point lead for HCA. It's Eagle ball.
HCA is expanding the pressure here. It doesn't look like they're doing the half court that they did last possession. The game's within 11 points here. Still a pretty comfortable lead, but you can see Coach Chambers is turning things up. And right now the aggressiveness is actually costing the Chargers as we are getting into now our fourth foul.
Yeah, 4 fouls. Only 3.5 minutes of basketball played. One more would mean free throws. Inbounds pass coming from Bombler. She'll throw it up, and like a receiver, Schramek pulls it out of thin air. Now driving through the lane, off the glass. A strong move for her on the Euro step, and the bucket good for Quinn Schramek. Now moving the other way, Saki will miss it off her heel as it goes out of bounds. It's going to be another turnover, and it's Maranatha ball, a 9-point game. The double-digit lead is gone, and now even more could come off here.
Yeah, you know, with sports, momentum is a big factor in the flow of a game. And we kind of saw this in the first period. We came out hot at the beginning, aggressive, turning defense into offense, but allowed the Eagles to be able to catch back up. And that's what we're seeing now. But that was a great steal. Hopefully we can convert it.
And they do after the second attempt as Elsa Anderson able to redeem it. She's got her first basket of the evening. Now maybe the other way, Quinn Schramek, Vincent right behind her, gets a hand in there. It doesn't matter as Quinn Schramek with another drive through the lane and a basket. Back to a 9-point game. Left side, Elsa Anderson, three, up, no good as it rattles around. Offensive rebound for Gower, the putback, and a whistle called. A great offensive rebound for her, sends her to the line. And that is the second on Maranatha.
Yeah, I love it when you see the offense body up. What we call body up is looking for a player that's in your area when a shot is up, and you're looking to make sure that you're getting on them, boxing them out with good fundamentals. More often than not, that will turn into offensive rebounds and second chance points.
Ella Grace Gower held in check in that first half without a single point. She is able to break that streak right here and grab the first one on a free throw. Morgan Stapleton into the game for HCA. 3:49 on the clock, a 10-point game. Gower makes it 11. .349 on the clock, 37-26, HCA leading. Now a high pass, picked off by Michaela Giudice, driving to the lane. Right block, throws it up, too strong. But another whistle, and that's going to go on the Eagles.
Yeah, defense turning into offense. This is where the momentum can shift.
2 free throws for Michaela Giudice. First one good.
You know, Josiah, as I'm looking at the sheet, it looks like the bench of the Eagles is not as deep as the Chargers, and as I'm looking at the fouls, are starting to really add up for some of the starters for the Eagles.
Michaela Giudice sinks both of her free throws. And here's a great stat. She remains perfect from the line this year. Left side, Stapleton, left block, throws it up with the right hand, not strong enough. Now Vincent grabs the rebound, and she bounced. I would say she just passed it right into the backboard. That wasn't really a shot attempt, but it was exactly what she needed to do to get to the line. That's the fourth foul on Maranatha. What a switch in the calls.
Yeah, and I think what's happening is you're seeing the fatigue of the Eagles start to show up now. They're just not making that extra step to make sure that they have good position. They're hacking when they should just pop up on the ball. And I think you're starting to see that show up in the foul column.
Vincent misses the first as Oglesby heads to the bench. It checks in for the Eagles, number 31, Abigail Thornton, the sophomore. Vincent's free throw up and good. Vincent with 4 in this third quarter. 3:39 on the clock. Shremick grabs the inbounds pass and pushes it across. Now she's slowed down by Vincent. She cuts it across. Deep three from Bombler. That one off the backboard, no good. As Thornton will grab the offensive rebound. Kick out. Now in the hands of Shremick, taking it from the logo all the way through the paint, and she'll miss. Gower taps it up, able to grab her own rebound and a jump ball signal. A 14-point lead for HCA. The possession arrow points HCA's way, but will flip the other way, essentially a turnover. But they get to keep the ball, so it's exactly what they need right here if they're trying to extend their lead. That's 14 right now. Vincent gives it up to Gower. Elsa Anderson. Drives baseline, kicks it out. Now swinging it around in the hands of Vincent. Vincent thinks about a three. Instead, drives through, kicks out. Gower, pump fake. Drives in, throws up the floater. That one misses short. Johnson with the rebound. And Vincent immediately right on top of her. Puts her hands on the ball and gets the jump ball signal once again.
That was a great job by Vincent, not hacking right there, but instead staying under control. She was rewarded with the jump ball. Unfortunately, we didn't get to keep the possession.
The long pass from Shremick will result in a whistle by Gower. That is the 5th foul on HCA. Gower had her hands in the air, but was shifting her body, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. It's both the hands and the body, and unfortunately there, the body was not in the right position.
Headed to the line, Quinn Shramick. She's got 3 from the line tonight. 10 total points. Her ability to drive to the lane has been one of the biggest differences on the Eagles' offensive game plan this evening.
Yeah, I think that's 4 fouls on Ella Grace Howard right there. So I think Coach Chambers is loading somebody up because he's mindful of that statistic.
She'll head to the bench as Luciana Prado checks into the game. 2:52 remains in this third quarter. A 13-point lead for HCA, but that could be 12 right here. The free throw up, and we'll roll in. So that is the case. 8 points for Quinn Shramick in this third quarter. Kick out. Elsa Anderson corner. Gives up to Michaela Giudice. She pulls up for the 3. That one rattles around and will miss. Thornton grabs the rebound. Now pushing to their way. The ball too strong on the pass, and Michaela Giudice will save it. Now trying to push it. Stapleton will slow it down for a second and give it up to Vincent on the left side. Vincent dribbling with her right hand. Looking for a screen. She'll get it from Giudice. Now driving through the lane. Goes right through 2 Eagles. Right hand layup. Too strong. She'll grab her own rebound as Prado deflects it to her. Now a pass attempt to her will be deflected, but will not be deflected. It is Eagles ball.
Yeah, that right there was just a little bit of an out of control offensive possession. They started out great down on the Eagles side of the court, staying under control and not rushing it, but I think they just got a little bit out of control there.
Stapleton saves it on the other side, but hands it right back to an Eagle. Shramick trying to drive in. Great pass underneath, but it's a little too strong to Bombler, who misses. Thornton had a hand on it right around Stapleton, who ultimately wins the battle. She's trapped, and the ball will be deflected out of bounds. Off a Charger, it's Eagle ball. 12-point game here in the third quarter with 2:03 on the clock. Kelsey Anderson will check in for the Chargers as Michaela Giudice will head to the bench. Quinn Shramick gives it back after Thornton. Now the cross pass deflected by Anderson, saved by Bombler. Now in the hands of Johnson, knocked out of bounds by Prado. 1:53 on the clock, 40-27 28 still our score.
You know, Josiah, I'm noticing that a lot of the sophomores in this game are really making an impact. That bodes well for the future of HCA Lady Charger basketball.
Only one upperclassman on the court right now, 4 sophomores around her as the pass underneath will be deflected by Anderson, a sophomore, and picked up by another sophomore in Morgan Stapleton.
Really great job by Kelsey Anderson right there, fighting for the basket, really gaining possession. That was wonderful.
Elsa Anderson able to sink the 3 from the right side. 5 points for her in this third quarter. The Chargers lead up to 15.
The 2 Andersons contributed to that. Wonderful job by both of them.
On the far, Johnson gets up to Stramick, who spins around, driving through the lane, throws it up, loses the ball, and a travel called. I think the shot attempt wanted to go up, but she held on to it for a second and was kind of surprised the ball was in her hands.
You know, that was a great call by the official. One of the things you're taught as an official is to really let the game develop. And he did that there. He saw that the offensive player was out of control. Yes, there was contact, but she was already losing the ball before the contact took place, and so he didn't bail her out. He let the game develop. That was a really good call.
Right side, Anderson throws it underneath. Picked up by Anderson after it rolls around a couple times, and a timeout called by HCA. Let's get the offense back on track and really, really sound with 60 seconds, just under 60 seconds remaining, 59.8, 43-28. Like I said, that last game, when HCA hosted Maranatha, the Chargers obviously won 53-33, a 20-point win. But it feels like, yes, it's a 15-point game. It feels like there's been some moments where HCA hasn't played their best basketball, but they're still playing well, and yet Maranatha has really been in this game right now. Maranatha is still, knocking on the door, so to speak.
You're exactly right. I think it tells you that both of these teams are demonstrating that they have character. So I think the Eagles are outmatched tonight, but they're playing hard. They're playing better than they did last time. HCA isn't necessarily bringing their A-plus game tonight, but yet they're sticking to it. Both teams are showing that they have tremendous character.
58 seconds remain for the Chargers on offense. No shot clock here at Maranatha Christian Academy. Giudice drives to the lane, and it will be blocked by Thornton. A whistle called on her, though. And headed to the line is Alexa Giudice.
You know, by the aggressiveness of HCA on offense right there with less than a minute, it's almost like you could imagine that Coach Chambers was saying, hey, if we can be aggressive and get a basket here, we might be able to have 2 possessions with less than a minute to go.
5 fouls for each team as Giudice's first will fall in. She's struggled from the line this year. And Will on the second right there. Bombler picks it up. Ball knocked it out for a second. She's able to reroute, throws it up, and did everything she could to get that whistle, but she's holding her ankle immediately. Able to block her. Might have rolled it a little bit.
You know, Kelsey Anderson did a great job with her hands there. She didn't. Unfortunately, just the feet that ended up being out of position there, which is why the blocking foul was called.
Bombler's free throw up and good. A pair of threes in each half for her. Trying to extend her 6-point total to 7. Ball rolls out, won't happen. Now Prado, pushing it across. She hesitates, gives it up to Giudice. Driving baseline, she backs down her defender, kicks out. Prado, the 3 from the right side. That one misses short, picked up by Thornton. Now in the hands of Bombler. Bombler immediately met by Stapleton, has to pick up her dribble. Stramick on the left side, 28 seconds remain. A 15-point lead for HCA. Bombler, right side 3 up, and that one will miss short as Elsa Anderson will grab the rebound. Hands it off to Stapleton with 15 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Stapleton just over the eye and the eagle at half court. Anderson trying to find an option. She'll drive in for a second retreat and hand it up to Giudice. Right side 3. That one misses short. Picked up or deflected out of bounds at the buzzer. Off an eagle, but it won't matter. 44-29 is our third quarter score as we head to the fourth quarter. 8 more minutes of basketball to play, and we'll be back in just a moment with the final 8 minutes. 15-point lead for HCA, 44-29, Chargers on top. 8 more minutes of basketball to play between the Chargers and the Eagles, and you better know that they are going to put their full effort out here tonight, realizing that they have a snow day tomorrow. Everything on the line right here. Chargers trying to close it out. Anderson, the corner three. That one will miss, and it'll be rebounded by Baumler. Else Anderson, her only defender, but Vincent coming up behind. Baumler, too strong. It's a rebound for Schramek, and the putback's good for her. Quinn Schramek, who had 8 points in that third quarter, starts off the fourth quarter strong. A 13-point game. Now Vincent from deep, a foot behind the the three-point line, misses. Offensive rebound for Gower. She'll find Anderson. Now Anderson from the same location. That one will miss just barely as it rolls out. Now Maranatha ball. Picked up by Oglesby. That's Gray. Bringing across is Schramek. 7:12 on the clock. A 44-31 lead for HCA. Maranatha trying to change that. Schramek after the handoff. Drives from the elbow. Throws it up. It doesn't even get close to making that basket, but does get the whistle. And an early whistle here is very important. We've seen it all year. Fourth quarter early whistles mean so much because when the clock stops and you're scoring, that really helps.
That's right, especially with a deficit like this. If you're behind, you want the opportunity to score when the clock is stopped. And so that's where the fouls can really add up if you're having some early whistles in the fourth period.
44-32, 7:01 on the clock in this fourth quarter. Quinn Schramek. 12 points in the second half and a lane violation signaled. I believe that's her second of the evening.
Yeah, it's her second violation of the evening. But I'll tell you what, Josiah, we don't watch the Eagles a whole lot, but you can just tell from both of the games that we've seen that Quinn Schramek is the heart and soul of this Eagles team. So you can't fault her for those 2 violations. She's playing a tremendous game.
Left side, Sackey, bounce pass underneath. Giudice from the post, spins around and will miss. Baumler grabs the rebound. A 12-point game, trying to make it 10 or less right here for the Eagles. Schramek runs out of room on the sideline, but a whistle will be signaled. So she got saved by the whistle right there. It could have gone either way. Could have gone point A where, out of bounds, or point B where she got the foul. And she was able to succeed in getting that whistle.
And to your point, Josiah, that's the second foul in the first minute and a half. So we'll be watching that as the period goes on.
The threes have ignited runs for the Eagles. They're looking for something similar here, but they'll take a bucket if they can after though. Now moving in transition, a great dish to Giudice, right side, and she's able to grab the layup without the backboard. Juliana Giudice, no points all night, able to score.
Really good awareness right there.
And Giudice saves it right into the face of Gower. They're laughing it through, but that was obvious that the ball was close to rolling out of bounds. Giudice had an opportunity to save it, threw it right into a teammate. Out of bounds, it's Maranatha ball.
Yeah, usually you've got a defender or the other team that's right there with you. So the default instinct is to throw it against whoever is right by you, and unfortunately there was her teammate.
But the positive part is they were both going for it, right? They were both putting effort in to go grab that ball and save the possession.
Absolutely.
Thornton from the free throw line. Turns around, guarded by Sackey. She'll find Baumler on the right side. Baumler looking for an option. Finds Isaac